Richard Nola last updated 2208, August 26, 2017. Beauden Barrett celebrates scoring the winning try. So, how are your nerves after that? The All Blacks secured the Bledisloe Cup for another season, with a pulsating 3,529 victory over the Wallabies in Dunedin, but when they trudged off the ground to fill the giant goblet with beer on Saturday night, they would have glanced at the Wallabies with more than grudging respect. The difference: a converted try by Beauden Barrett in the 79th minute. Yep, it was that close. Michael Hooper toiled all night against the All Blacks, because the Aussies, seemingly written off by everyone apart from the most loyal members of their rugby family, threatened to embarrass the New Zealanders as they harried them into uncharacteristic errors and simply refused to surrender in this cracker under the roof at Forsyth Bar Stadium. Read more. No one gives us a chance. Checker opinion. Flanker Sam Cane proving more than workhorse opinion. Wallabies Bledisloe Cup disgrace began off-field. Staggering stat that shows just how stubborn the Wallabies have become. Booing gets Bledisloe boot in Dunedin. Checker demands violent tackling. Checker receives hate mail. Cane charges on at number 7. Abs plan Meads tribute to know that all the mistakes were forced. The All Blacks, often the standard bearers when it comes to crisp handling and passing, served up a mountain of errors in the first half before having to scrap and claw their way back into the contest as the lead was swapped 5 times. How different this result could have been if Wallabies kicker Bernard Foley had been able to nail his shots at goal. Foley missed 3 conversions and a penalty, hitting the woodwork on several occasions from handy positions, and that, ultimately, was the difference. All Blacks coach Steve Hansen often likes to speak about the need for his men to go bone deep when preparing for tests, and he must have been left wondering if the balmy weather that had blessed the southern city this week had put them in too much of a relaxed state. Mistakes there were plenty. The All Blacks turned over the ball 17 times, conceded 5 tries and missed a heap tackles. Anyone who dared take a punt on the Wallabies would have grabbed their tickets with sweaty paws, puckered up, kissed them and made sure they never left their sight, because what unfolded in the first half was almost beyond belief. With the tab offering the outrageous odds of $12 for an Aussie win, the brave punters must have felt their heart rate go through the ceiling as the men in green and gold feasted on the New Zealanders' mistakes and scored tries through Israel Folau, Michael Hooper and Bernard Foley. Within 12 minutes the Wallabies led 170. Given the blistering start the All Blacks made in Sydney a week earlier, when they led by 36 points at half-time, the early pyrotechnics were expected to come from the home team. Well, the Aussies might everyone think again on that front. An intercept pass by Damian McKenzie gifted Folau his try. Kieran Reid slipped off a tackle of Hooper during a line-out drive, and Foley prospered when his halfback Will Genia surprised the defence and darted through a hole following a messy scrum. It was as if the All Blacks, keyed up to honour the late Sir Colin Meads with a victory, had forgotten the simple basics. Sonny Bill Williams couldn't hold the ball in the early exchanges, and the timing of the backline seemed off-kilter by at least a few notches. When things go wrong, they can go horribly. Askew. Open-side flanker Sam Cane had to leave the field, appearing to have been left dazed, forcing RD Saviour on the park in the 13th minute. Just to rub it in even more, referee Nigel Owens rightly called back tries to Ryan Crotty and Rico Ione for earlier infringements, and right on the half-time bell he disallowed another to Ben Smith because lost control of the ball as he forced it down near the goal post. There was some reward, however. Another mighty scrum shunt by the All Blacks ensured Aaron Smith had all the time in the world to assess his options, and his decision to dart forward reaped the expected dividends. Splitting these moment, however, was the 5-pointer scored by Ione. Amid all the other madness taking place, this looked so easy. Having driven off a line-out, a ruck was set, an inside pass to Ione by Aaron Smith finally allowed the All Blacks to get a piece of action on the scoreboard. And the action continued right through the final bell. All Blacks 35, Beauden Barrett 2, Rico Ione, Aaron Smith, Ben Smith tries Barrett 5 con Wallabies 29, Israel Folau, Michael Hooper, Bernard Foley, Will Genia, Kurtley Beale tries Foley 2 con. HT 14-17.